Hi, tonight I'm going to read you this book which I got a couple of weeks ago. This one, Travel Lovers. Actually, whole name is Bedside Companion for Travel Lovers. Edited by Jane McMorland Hunter. This book is basically giving you quotes, verses, poems, and some kind of, let's say, small chapters from books. Day by day, each day you are getting a chapter or just something you can like. I think that's 365. It must be. Let me look. Yep. It started from January 1st to 31st December. And today is 7th July. It still is 7th, 7th July because 11:23. So I'm going to read you 7th July 1. At sea, not school. From a voyage to the South Pole and round the world, 1777. James Cook. I shall therefore conclude this introductory discourse with desiring the reader to excuse the inaccuracies of style, which doubtless he will frequently meet with in the following narrative, and that, when such occur, he will recollect that it is the production of a man who has not had the advantage of much school education, but who has been constantly at sea from his yacht, and though with the assistance of a few good friends, he has passed through all the stations belonging to a seaman, from an apprentice boy in the coal trade to a post captain in the Royal Navy. He has had no opportunity of cultivating letters. After this account of myself, the public must not expect from me the elegance of a fine writer, or the plausibility of a professed bookmaker, but will, I hope, consider me as a plain man, zealously exerting himself in the service of his country, and determined to give the best account he is able of his proceeding. Plymouth Sound, July 7, 1776. It's coming from James Cook's book, and obviously first sentence is a bit long. Let's say halfway through it, because I didn't see any dots. They all commas and the other marks, but I couldn't see. Yeah, it's quite long. It's amazing. I like that. I'm just curious about the book. Anyway, now we have a poem for yesterday, like 6th of July, and one is 8th of July, which is totally different. If you want, I can just read this. Yep, this poem. Recuerdo, Edna Sir Vincent Millay. We were very tired, we were very merry. We had gone back and forth all night on the ferry. It was bare and bright and smelled like a stable. But we looked into a fire, we leaned across a table. We lay on a hilltop underneath the moon, and the whistles kept blowing, and the dawn came soon. We were very tired, we were very merry. We had gone back and forth all night on the ferry. And you ate an apple and I ate a pear. From a dozen of each we had brought somewhere. And the sky went wan, and the wind came cold, and the sun rose dripping, a bucketful of gold. We were very tired, we were very merry. We had gone back and forth all night on the ferry. We hailed good Marrow Mother to a shawl-covered head, and bought a morning paper which neither of us read. And she wept, God bless you, for the apples and pears, and we gave her all our money but our subway fares. It's good. I like this so much. It's amazing. I never seen it before. I like that. And you know what? I seen that when the sky went wan and the wind came cold and the sun rose dripping, a bucket full of gold, which I like this much. And also, it's, I don't know, is a consequence that I'm writing a poem every day, which I started a couple of days ago. Let me look, when did I start it? Well, actually, obviously, not just days. Let me look. I started like 26th of June. And yesterday I did write a poem. Where is it? Maybe the other day, yeah. And it's finishing like, the desk has been sold. Story remained as untold. It turned into a myth. No antique dealer keeps gold. Yeah, that's why I said gold. Okay, I said gold, sold, untold. Let me look. It says cold and gold. Yeah, I like that kind of things. I think they just bring in, let's say, some kind of harmony and rhythm in a poem. Because you can write anything about poem, but bring in a rhythm and making it good way, not just ridiculous way. So I like that. So I like that also, this poem. I never seen that. I never heard that before. Okay, let's try one. What is that? There's one Oscar Wilde. Okay, I can read that too. But let's read that for tomorrow, 8th of July. Said, all islanders love traveling. The Happy Traveller, a book for poor men, by Rev. Frank Tatchell, Wycliffe Midhurst. Dedicated to young adventurers of the future in the hope that they may have as much fun out of traveling as I have had. We are often held back from satisfying this inborn craving by thinking it too difficult or too costly a thing for us to attempt, misconceptions which I will try to dispel. In one of his essays, Corley says that the getting out of doors is the hardest part of the journey, and it is a man's own fault if he dies without seeing anything of the wonderful world in which he lives. This is a tame surrender to the tyranny of circumstances. Hold back many of us who would be ideal travelers could we but take the first step. But if your lot does not please you, you can with determination change it. Once aware of your bonds, you are on the high road to freedom and need to be dissuaded by those who tell you that you must know your own country before venturing abroad. You will have time enough for that when you settle down. It's good, and I don't know, somehow when I started reading, I remember the day we visited how was that house? Greenway in Cornwall. Agatha Christie's house. I don't know, I remember that day. It was amazing day, and the house was just top of the hill, and you could see the whole like cliff, and of course there was a huge let's say forest in there. It was going down, and also you can see the sea, and you can hear it also, of course, and it has great view. I like that. But somehow when I was reading that, I just remember that, I don't know if it's about the Greenland. Maybe that just remind me Greenway. I don't know. Let's read this one. The City. From the Past to Rome, 1902. Hilary Belloc. As I slept, Rome still beckoned me, and I woke in a straggling light as though at a voice calling, and slipping out I could not but go on to the end. The small square paving of the Via Cassia, all even like a palace floor, rang under my steps. The parched banks and strips of dry fields showed through the fog, for its dampness did not cure the arid soil of the Campagna. The sun rose and the vapor lifted. Then indeed I peered through the thick air, but still I could see nothing of my goal, only confused falls of brown earth and burnt up grasses, and farther off rare and unnoted trees. unnoticed. I passed an old tower of the Middle Ages that was eaten away at its base by time or the quarrying of man. I passed a divergent way on the right where a wooden sign said, the Triumphal Way, and I wondered whether it could be road where ritual had once ordinated that triumphs should go. It seemed lonely and lost, and was from any approach to Sacred Hills. The road fell into a hollow where soldiers were maneuvering. Even this could not arrest any attention that was fixed upon the approaching revelation. The road climbed a little slope where a branch went off to the left, and where there was a house and an arbor under vines. It was now a warm day. Trees of great height stood shading the sun. The place had taken on an appearances of wealth and care. The mist had gone before I reached the summit of the rise. There, from the summit, between the high villa walls on either side, at my very feet, I saw the city. Okay, just bit feel like, okay, what's going on? Because my last birthday, like in November, I was in Rome, so I love that city. It's amazing, but the thing is, I couldn't just walk around much. It was cold. It was November, and it's not easy to go around and explore everywhere as much as you want when you have a child. I can give credit, but he was being amazing. I cannot say anything about my son. He was just I think he was so enjoying, and also he was so curious about the new place. And also there are so many places in Rome, and I can say that ancient old city carries a huge history and so many other things. And somehow just somehow when you are in Rome, you don't have any other choice rather than fall in love with that city. I like that so much. Every single step I enjoyed. So I'm going to go to Italy again. Then I want to see everywhere, actually, because the country is also amazing. I love that so much. So what are you doing before you're sleeping? Are you reading? What are you reading? Poems or personal development books, which is self-help, or science books, or some psychological books, or novels, anything? Just tell me.